thought that was normal. I thought that was just, what? I just didn't know it was possible for things to feel easy. And I didn't realise that I'd spent so much time finding things hard.
Summary. Good to know the medication works. Need to get okay with being inside my head again when I'm not on the medication.
Welcome to the Play Philosophy, the house of playful approaches to self-development. I'm Rachel, and this is my ADHD Diaries series.
Welcome. You know what? I'm actually going to take those off because I do need them to see a little bit long range. I actually only put them on because I don't have any makeup on today, and I feel like they hide my face a little bit. But I don't know what I'm being precious about because I'm about to show you 30 days of like vlogging material of me in all kinds of conditions. So embrace the open face space is my new life motto. Welcome, hello. This is the second video as part of my ADHD Diaries series, and I'm feeling a little bit exposed, shall we say, about today's video. I'm actually not. I've been sitting on it for a little while, which is probably why I thought I felt exposed, because I was a little bit like, I'm very happy about talking about my thoughts and feelings on the internet, across the interwebs, but actually this is a kind of a bit more of an exposed vloggy type format that I've not done before, so I was feeling a bit sheepish about it. Long story short, feeling quite good about sharing this with you today. I was diagnosed last September 2022 with inattentive type ADHD at the age of 30. I'll happily talk more about my diagnosis journey on another video. Wow, it's really going well for me today. I'll happily talk though about my general diagnosis journey and what that's been like, and I will be talking about that in this series, so let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular that you want to know about. But for the purposes of today's video, I'm going to share what my first 30 days on Concerta XL, which is a type of methylphenidate stimulant medication, has been like. I'm now in month 3, so things have moved on since then, and I will come back at the end, just add a few more comments, because I kind of end on a little bit of a sad note. But it was a roller coaster. There's so many things that I've learned about myself, honestly, just from being on the stimulant medication alone. I'm not going to give you any more than that because you'll see it through the roller coaster of emotions that I go through in these series of vlogs that are coming up. A few things just to mention before I get into day 2, I think is where I start on the medication. This is Concerta XL slow release, 36 milligrams. My psychiatrist started me off for the first week on 18 milligrams, which I think is just common practice to put you in kind of get used to it. It did absolutely nothing for me. I was in a crisis that week thinking, oh my God, what if my diagnosis is wrong? What if stimulant medication doesn't work for me? I'm in huge imposter syndrome. And then, as you will see, when I started on the 36, the clouds was lifted, the sun rose, the birds began to sing, all was magical. Of course, little disclaimer before we get stuck in, this is my personal experience of being on this medication. It is a controlled substance. It is not something that should be taken lightly. If you are thinking about medicating for anything, or thinking about, taking stimulants or how they might work for you, please talk to your psychiatrist or your healthcare provider and make sure that you're being looked after when you start on that process. I've marked in the description the timestamp with each day and a little teaser of what each one is about if you want to skip to a particular day. But of course, I would say this for the views and, because it's nice, encourage you to watch it all because it kind of gives you a bit of a balanced view of both the good, the bad and the ugly and the amazing about taking stimulant medication and how it has changed my life over the last few months. I took my 36 milligrams this morning and I had a shower, did some things, it takes about an hour to kick in, and then I just cried. Mr. Rachel was like, are you alright? What's happened? I just bawled my eyes out because I didn't know it was possible to think about the day ahead and not feel... I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, after taking my pills, I looked at the day ahead and I just felt ease. I felt like, there's some stuff I need to do today, I'll do them. And it sounds so ridiculous, but I wake up every morning with this internal sense of like,
tension and resistance about all of these things that need to happen in the day that feel, I don't know, I can't articulate it yet. It's like, and this is clearly an attention struggle to regulate my attention type thing. It's like when I wake up, especially when there's no structure to the day, so for example at the weekend, there are all of these things that either need to happen or I want to happen that feel like they need to happen right now, and if I don't do them right now, I'm either going to lose the motivation to do them, or I just like can't place them in time as to how the hell I'm going to do that. It's like blah, blah, blah. And I thought that was normal. I thought that was what? Because I took this medication, and then I just felt like, it's so weird. I don't feel any different. I feel completely myself. I don't feel stimulated. I don't feel even really like more focused. I just feel at ease. And I'm absolutely like, yeah. I got home. I'll tell you about my day in a minute. But I got home, and on the notice board there was a letter for an energy thing that we've been needing to deal with for a few weeks. And yesterday I went to deal with it and found out that actually the account's locked until the 1st of November, so I can't do it until the 1st of November. But the reason why I got upset is because I looked at it and I thought, this is the first time that I've looked at something that needs to be done and thought, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put some music on, I'm going to cook some food, I'm going to have a lovely time, and I'm just going to savour in this, because today was a working day. It's the first full working day in the office since I've been on this 36 milligrams, and I just did the day. And you know, I mean, I always do the day, but I made a list of things that needed to be done, and they weren't all fun and interesting, and it wasn't an effort. At 5 o'clock, I was trying to sync my Google Calendar and my Outlook calendar together. That is a task that any time of day I would normally have to drag my skull through. I don't know why I keep wanting to say a bed of cauliflower. I said that to someone the other day. I don't know where that metaphor comes from, but I'm going to stick with it. Drag my skull through a bed of cauliflower to get myself to sit and do that, and at any time of day, let alone at 5 p.m. I was just doing the stuff. And then I had all my stuff in the swimming bag in case I wanted to go swimming in the evening, and it's I thought about going swimming, and I waited for the internal reaction that I always have, which is, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do that. And it didn't come. And I just went swimming, and I was even too early, so I just potted about for half an hour before I could go swimming, and now I've come home and I'm going to make dinner. I just didn't know it was possible for things to feel easy, and I didn't realise that I'd spent so much time finding things hard. So much mental effort. I was thinking about it in the changing rooms, weirdly. It's Kevin. Is it Kevin from Kevin and Perry Go Large? It's like my whole life, my internal reaction to having to do anything is like a moody teenager. It's this sense of no, don't make me do it, I don't want to do it. And obviously I have to be a functioning adult, so I don't listen to that, which is interesting because it's something my mum used to struggle with a lot as a kid, was I would always be like, no, don't make me go and do that. And I'm exactly the same as an adult, it's just you internalise it because you have to function as a grown-up. But it's always there, all of the time. The amount of structures and strategies and provisions that I have to put in place to create the conditions to make me feel motivated to do anything, I did not realise what a fucking drain that is on your energy and your time. And to walk home and to see something on a to-do list that needs to be done and just feel like I will do it, is the most maddestly simple, amazing thing. This truly is a representation of the roller coaster of post-diagnosis and starting medication. because as you saw in my previous videos, I was ecstatic about it. The last couple of days, i.e. yesterday and today, the impact has been a lot less obvious. I haven't really noticed the meds helping much, I don't think. However, I have been tired. Have I though? I don't know what tired means anymore. Because I've been tired, but in like a satisfying way, like tired because I've been doing a lot rather than just tired. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I basically feel like absolute trash because today's the first day that I've taken my ADHD meds with my citalopram. So I take citalopram on day 14 to 28 of my hormonal cycle to help with anxiety and depression related symptoms of premenstrual syndrome. I've been doing that for nearly 2 years now. My hope is that the ADHD meds will mean that I don't need the citalopram, because there's a question mark about them being those symptoms being an exacerbation of ADHD symptoms rather than anxiety and depression. I really hope that's the case. I know it's only the first day, but it's the first day I've taken my citalopram and my methylphenidate, and I am physiologically hungry, as in I need to eat something because I don't function very well when I don't eat, but I feel sick to my stomach at the idea of consuming anything. Me and Mr. Rachel were driving to watch the British Superbikes racing, and the drive was about an hour, and I didn't take my medication, and it's like, it's so weird. It's like, how did I not realise all of this time that, well, you don't know what you don't know, right? You don't know that other people don't experience the world like this. But now that I know what it is, I just felt restless. My brain was thinking, there was stuff about work. I think before I would have thought it was anxiety, like thinking about work, something I need to do next week, and then thinking about this random thing, and then there was this random thing, and then there was this random thing. Like, restless. Summary. Good to know the medication works. Need to get okay with being inside my head again when I'm not on the medication, and it's only been a week. And I think there's two main things there, and things that I've always known, but now it really hits home. If I'm not taking my meds, I need to be active, exercise, or doing something that like physically and mentally distracts me, because otherwise, fucking blah 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 blah, everything, and like random stuff, like totally random stuff. And I think it's really helped understanding. I've been watching some of the attitude webinars about it, that actually one of the fundamental problems in ADHD is that your brain, because apparently your brain, like a neurotypical person, your brain doesn't focus on one thing. Your brain's very good at like inhibiting all of the other stimuli, all of the other stuff from coming through. And the problem with ADHD is that it doesn't inhibit the rest of the stuff very well. And that just felt very present to me today. I'm grooving. I'm moving. I've got some I've got some music on, I'm cleaning, and I've come to share this observation / update because this is like a really subtle, but really, this is like, let me sit down. A really subtle, but really effective, but really just like, description of how medication has helped me, right? And it comes to things like cleaning. And this is a very ADHD, this is a very ADHD description of this, because I was about to say I don't like cleaning. That's not true. When I'm in the zone and feel like cleaning, I love cleaning. I got my music on, I got my podcast on, I'm shuffling around, I'm loving it, because I get a lot of energy and enjoyment from moving about. So cleaning, I love it. However, getting myself in a motivational state to be asked to do the cleaning is virtually impossible. So it happens for me very sporadically, whenever I just happen to feel like it. And then what I do is I clean, complete scattergun approach. So whatever I see that needs putting away, I'll put it away. But there's no method, there's no methodical approach to it. And then what tends to happen is, because in reality, to clean a whole house or flat, to clean or deep clean a whole flat, you need a good 5-6 hours, let's say. Like actually, if you're talking about tidying, decluttering, dusting, cleaning the glass, the showers, mopping, hoovering, the other way around, all of that. That's like a very specific deep clean, not like a casual clean. But you need a good chunk of time to do that. So the problem with approaching that with a scattergun approach is you then end up in a situation where I've cleaned for 2 hours, I've not really done anything obvious because it's been split across the whole flat, and then I can't be arsed anymore, so it doesn't get done. Today I'm on my medication, and the difference is subtle in that I'm still not being methodical in how I'm moving about. I'm still taking a scattergun approach because that's just how I operate, and I'm embracing that as okay. However, two differences. One, I actually just had the patience to sit down beforehand and write a list of all of the things that needed to happen. Now, I love a list. I've always been a list maker. But what I would have probably done before is made this list, looked at it and be like, oh, so many things. I don't want to do them. Whereas now I've gone, okay, there's a list, that's somewhere to start. I've taken a scattergun approach, but I've got a list so I can tick off as I go. And the key difference here with the medication is it's helped me be methodical in it's helped me get over the hump of motivation to start. It's helped me be methodical in being like, I'm going to write a list. And then the key thing being, it helps me sustain doing it for a period of time and not getting bored. Because even though I'm still going for a scattergun approach, that's not a problem if you know that you're going to clean long enough to tie something up and finish it. And I say it's subtle because it's like I could sit here and be like, no, this medication hasn't fixed me. It hasn't made me be able to operate in a methodical manner. No, it hasn't. And you know what? I don't want it to. Like, yes, that might be a little bit more straightforward, but that's also something I really like about myself. And I think if I were to lose that, I would lose a lot of my good qualities as well, in terms of like the way that my brain goes. I don't know how to verbalise that, so I'm not going to. But it has helped me, and this is the only thing I really wanted from medication, and I hope it sustains. It has helped me get started, and it has helped me keep going. And those are the two things I've always racked my brains and beaten myself into a hole mentally, trying to figure out how the fuck to do that. Off the back of my video I did yesterday about me cleaning the house, I literally, from 10 a.m. till 6:30, I deep cleaned the house, went out and did a food shop. I spent like 15 minutes sitting down to eat my lunch, and apart from that, it was go, go, go. And I think what I'm learning about this medication, it helps me get started and it helps me keep going. I really find it quite hard to stop though. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm just really conscious that I'm making sure that I'm feeding myself, because they do suppress my appetite, and that I'm having breaks, because, and this is what I'm not quite sure of, right? I've always taken so many breaks. I set my 25-minute timer, do my little Pomodoro, have a 5-minute break. Do an hour of work, have a 5-minute break. I've always needed to take breaks. And now I'm existing in a reality where I seem to just be able to work all day, or do chores all day, or do stuff all day. Yeah. Without a break, without sitting down, without losing motivation. It's weird. Right, I wanted to capture this because this is like fascinating to me, which is I am about 4 days before my period, which puts me in prime prime pre-menstrual syndrome mode. I'm not taking my citalopram, which I normally take for that. I'm just taking my ADHD medication for it. It has been helping. I haven't had any PMS symptoms. It's been amazing. However, what is really interesting is I'm noticing them. I'm noticing them as my medication wears off, right? So woke up in a really good mood, high on the momentum of the day, just feeling fabulous. Took my meds, kicked in, productive day, great. Get into the evening, gets to about 8 o'clock, and a few things happen. Number one, I don't know how to describe it. I feel a sense of internal dread that is not quite placeable and not justifiable. That has always been one of the key features of my PMS that never made sense. I get this sense of dread that there's something that I should be worried about or not looking forward to, and I can't quite place it, but it's a very present feeling. That suddenly appeared this evening, and I'm also in the zone this evening where I'm like, I don't want to do anything, but I want to do everything, but I don't know what I want to do, but I'm annoyed because I don't want to watch TV, so what am I going to spend my time doing? But I don't know, so I'm just going to sit on the sofa. In like this like defiantly annoyed zone. Those two things are prime PMS for me, and it's just really interesting to notice those things become very present in myself in the evening after my medication has worn off. I've said it before and I'll say it again. How I've lived my life to this point, I do not know.
Hello. Consider this a little check-in. Medication check-in. It's been a while. It's been a while because it's been going really well. Like, there's been nothing more to say than the stuff that I've already said. I didn't take my medication today because I'm trying to prioritise when it is the most helpful, and today is a day where I'm working from home. I've got quite a lot of stuff in the diary, so there's like accountability of places that I need to be and things that I need to do. So I haven't taken it. And I find these moments quite hard because I've obviously lived my life to this point without needing the medication, right? Like, and for a lot of that time not thinking that there was a problem, which is not a good thing because it led me to where I've got to, and needing a diagnosis, or not needing a diagnosis, but like seeking a diagnosis because I recognised that there was something that I needed this additional support in. But I'm having another one of those. Another one. I'm having another one of those moments today that is just like, I'm just wigging out a little bit. I don't like to feel like I need the medication to function. I have made it this so far in my life without needing the medication to function. I don't want to feel reliant on it. But it has shown me what the day can feel like, and there's kind of no going back from that. And I feel anxious, but what I think that is, as I've learned, is internal restlessness. And it's like my brain is grasping constantly at all of these different things. And bearing in mind, I have very clear priorities for the day. I know what I need to do, but it's like my brain is grasping at those things constantly. It's like going like this, and I don't know how to describe it except to say, because I know how I feel on the medication versus how I feel not on it, is it's just like my brain is scanning this landscape and trying to grasp and hold on to something that when I go like that, it like, and it vanishes. And I know it's there, but I can't place it. And so I start something and I do it for a little bit, and then I do something else for a little bit, and then I do something else for a little bit. And when I'm on the meds, I kind of still operate in that haphazard fashion, but I can sit and do something for an extended period of time, or I can bring myself back around to make sure that all of those things are finished and done. And when I'm not on my meds, I just feel like I'm grasping at thin air. I know that like I could go, right, just step away from your desk, Rach, write down your 3 priorities, come back, focus on them. Like, I know what I need to do. It's just that when I'm not on the medication, getting myself to do that simple bit is hard. And it's much more a feeling than it is like an actual, I think, perceivable to somebody else, right? I've always been able to do things and get stuff done. Like, it's the inner experience for me that's really uncomfortable. And it was a problem before, but now I'm struggling because overall this diagnosis is like life-changingly positive for me. I feel really, really good about it. But having breaks from my medication feels like it brings to my awareness the fact I am deficient.
Ended on a little bit of a sad note there, didn't we? I haven't felt like that actually since that particular moment, and it's been a couple months since then. Um, Probably largely because I take the medication pretty much every day now, and I'm okay with that. It's a thing to come to terms with, and it's something I'm still figuring out. But I think, as somebody dear to me very helpfully said, if this was a physical ailment, if I needed to take statins for my blood pressure to keep myself healthy, I would have no issue with doing it every day. So why am I questioning myself for needing to take something that really significantly, significantly um, keeps me healthy mentally? So yeah, I'm feeling really good now, to be honest with you. If you want to hear any more about how the last couple of months have been on the stimulant medication, there's some other things that I've realised and like longer term things I'm kind of tracking to see if they've got an impact. For example, irritable bowel syndrome is something that I've had for like 10 years now and has pretty much disappeared on this medication. So if you want to hear more than that, I know literally my psychiatrist was like, I think we might need to do a case study about this. Honestly. Anyway, hear more about any of that, let me know in the comments and just, let me know how you found this video. Um, be kind, as I'm sure you will. It's quite exposing. I feel weird doing it, but at the same time, also was never not gonna. So I'm just I'm just gonna brush that weirdness to aside and just embrace it. So I'll be open in the comments if you want to talk more.